jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out that more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports,
Shout out to the hottest chat in the MFN game. A-side official. No negotiation needed. Period. You already know. The first in the building. Carlos Rosado is on deck. You already know, man. Shout out to Big Blunts and Boxing in the building. Mike is in the building. I see you. Carlos said, I want Bud to fight Boots just so he can look at the camera and say he was easy work. Who else want these hands? We got to continue to put the hot grease out there. Why? Because it's media centric. There's some people got in contact with me. For whatever reason, song was good and song was irrelevant. You know what I'm saying? They act like they not paying attention. When somebody try to talk to you about the mere fact of you speaking on another boxer, but they don't say you wrong, they just want to be heard. They don't like it. And I always tell them, especially in this particular subject, what's wrong with me talking about Boots? I'm not disrespecting the man, but I'm talking about strictly boxing. Just like the smear campaign that was ran on Crawford, that's not the reason why I'm speaking on Boots. I'm speaking on Boots because it's like Boots Awareness Month for me. That's all I'm doing. What kind of vet, what kind of person, what kind of content creator am I if I don't spread awareness during Black History Month? That is all a brother is doing. And Boots Awareness Month just happened to come in February. I'm bleeding it in from the end of January to February. This is the Boots Awareness Month. Because I laced them up for 20 years. And I just feel like not every boot is laced up the same. You know what I'm saying? Not every boot drive their heels in the deck when they marching. It's not the same. It's not the same. It really is. Not every boot has put in the miles on the marches. You know what I'm saying? They had experiences that they can talk about. You know what I'm saying? They had to come out there and fight through that adversity just to get back to garrison. Not every boot is the same. That's what we want to talk about. We want to talk about the boxing FICO part 2, y'all. It's extremely important y'all get to understand the boxing FICO, brought to you by yours truly, World Combat Sports. As you probably heard yesterday, I did speak about the boxing FICO, especially when it comes to the conversation that people love to have with Terrence Crawford and Jaron Ennis. Terrence Crawford, Jaron Ennis. I mentioned the other day that I thought Jaron Ennis's boxing FICO was fair. Why? Because he does have an undefeated record, but the body of work, the names that he has on there, it doesn't cause his FICO to rise. It doesn't do anything that's considered in good standing right now. So I got to say fair. I can't put him at good. Good is sitting at a 681 to 730. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't give you that boost. I can't give it to you. I can't. Look. And also, you took a hit. At the end of the day, you took a hit because you have been on record as saying some things that when you get a title, it's over. OVER. You said it's over. That's all I'm saying. I'm trying to get over. Like you said, when you get a title, it's over. But you didn't let people know your plans on how to get a title. See, the regular boxing minds, we up here thinking like, okay, when he fights somebody, you know, he go in there and he challenges himself. It's over. It's going to be over for him. It's going to be over because they're going to see how dominant I am. And then they're going to say, oh, man, we got to put him in there with the best. And that wasn't the over. Your over was more like OVA. You know what I'm saying? OVA. It wasn't spelled correctly. You know what I'm saying? You might have mispronounced it. You might have wanted to say over or something like that. Over. But you said it's over. I really was disappointed on how that turned out to be not true. The reason why it turned out to be not true because you've been in interviews, you've been asked these questions, and I must reiterate, I must remediate, y'all, what he said when asked, what's the ideal fight? He said Barrios first. Every time I mention Barrios in that scenario, I got to take a breath. I got to exhale because I look at it like this. We're trying to see another big fight, right? We're always looking for big fights. We want, if they're an elite, if they pound for pound, if they trying to be pound for pound, or they consider to be on that championship level, we want to see them fight the best. We want the elite to fight the elite. But see, Boots, you're showing us that as much as we want to say a champion who has a belt is considered elite, you make us second guessing ourselves. Now we having these conversations, these mental conversations with ourselves, and we saying, well, that don't make any sense. Like, he does have a super title, but how did he get the super title? His people saying he's holding, but it's his credentials. And I always go back. I got to go back in reflection. Like, Crawford had credentials, certified, legitimate credentials that you cannot sit up here and speak ill about. You know what I'm saying? There's no second guessing. There's no, oops, I made a mistake. That wasn't totally. He has the credentials, official, certificate, plaque, Anything you want to call it. He has the official certification for that shit. But when you are receiving titles via administrative paperwork, I don't like it. When you've asked direct questions about the ideal fight and you say Marios Instantiones, I was thinking to myself, Jaron, I say you're the Errol Spence 2.0 right now. Jaron Ennis had every time in his young, youthful window, he had every time on the clock when presented that question, when presented the opportunity to call out Bud, when continuing to just keep that name active on your tongue, like Teofimo Lopez, just to keep Crawford in your conversations, to keep him flowing in your algorithm. Wherever they pull up Jaron Ennis, got them people doing lives on you for Crawford. No, that's not the case. That's not the case, Ennis. I would be the first to say it, Ennis. You took the easy route. I'm going to say it. They don't want to say it because they steadily trying to kiss your ass. People just watch as they sit up here and vilify Crawford, a person who put in the hard work, dedication. I'm not saying you didn't, Ennis. You know what I'm saying? But it was a different type of terrain that Crawford had to travel to get to where he at. It's a different type of terrain, Ennis. I'm not saying you didn't have a gravel, a little pebble up under you in there. You didn't go do a little bit of gravel. But see, Crawford's resume, he traveled up some hills. He went down some slopes. You know what I'm saying? He crossed some rivers. He had to deal with some current to get the way he was, to get those championship belts. You took the easy route. They don't want to tell you. Well, let WCS be the first to tell you you took the easy route, Ennis. You know why? Because you never wanted to fight Crawford to begin with. You took the easy route to get your belt. As much as you saw people talk about Spence taking the easy route, what were y'all thinking? Y'all just thought that was just a part of the conversation or whatever? You didn't feel no type of way about it? You took the easy route to get your IBF title, bro. If you didn't want to get it that way, you could have turned it down. You could have sent out a text like Tank and said, I don't want that shit. I want to earn mine the right way. You could have did that, Ennis, but you didn't do it. Ennis took the easy route, y'all. He's really Errol Spence 2.0. Why would you say once you get a title it's over? But when proposed a question about that, you know what I'm saying? About that one moment when you finally get that title and you saying it's over, why wouldn't you deny access or receipt of that belt the way you got it? Why are people saying that you're holding a belt? You may not have earned it as a champion, father champion for it, but you hold it. It's credentials. So all of a sudden, through language, your belt, the way you received it, is you're holding it, and it's part of your credential. You really want that credential? Because I listened time and time again to how they was up here. I mean, I'm talking about finding any which way possible to fragment the validity of Crawford's resume for his entire career. And this man got undefeated fighters galore, champions, Olympians, lineal titles, world titles. He has all this on his resume. And it still was people up here trying to vilify that man before he stepped in there July 29th. Now, how can you be saying once you get a title it's over and you're going to step on them because your name Boots, are you going to step on them? But y'all concocted a sinister plan to submit paperwork knowing the sanctioning bodies, the sanctioning body IBF had already informed you of that, to get the IBF off Crawford without even becoming his mandatory, to force him to fight you. At least if Crawford would have turned you down and they would have stripped him of the belt, that would have been a whole lot better. But you rather erase your enforcement and say, we don't want the IBF enforcing us as a mandatory. We want to take it and be safe. We want our safe haven. That's what we want. We want our safe haven. We want to take the easy route. Spence took the easy route. Now Jaron Ennis takes the easy route. Jaron Ennis takes the easy route, y'all. You got to call it for what it is. All them cats is supposed to be these astute content creators. They so quiet on this topic. They don't wanna correct. Just like they didn't correct Errol Spence when he was out here living out of pocket, just doing whatever he wanted to do, and they wanted to walk on eggshells and take a gamble on him. Talking about, oh, you know, when the camera in front of my face, who you got? Predictions. Listen, that Crawford Spence prediction was one of the worst set of predictions that you would ever see in boxing. Because back in the day, they didn't do that prediction shit. Now we in social media, you got people, oh, fighter breakdown. What's your prediction? The fight ain't for 3 months away. What's your prediction? I remember people asked their prediction about this fight, man, and they was heavy. They was heavy over there. Oh. Errol Spence, no doubt. Why? Why do you say Errol Spence? Because who has he fought? Crawford ain't fought nobody. He ain't fought nobody. He ain't did shit. Yeah, he got titles, but who was Julius Ndongo? He was undefeated when he fought. Man, that don't mean nothing. Anybody can be undefeated. Right. You're right. Anybody can be undefeated. You're right. Yeah, I agree. We about to get into this hot grease though. I'm gonna let that simmer a little bit because my whole thing is, being that Jaron Ennis is Errol Spence 2.0, he took the easy route, which contributed to his poor boxing FICO. That's exactly where I'm at with Ennis right now in his, his boxing FICO, him as a fighter. He took the easy route after watching Errol Spence's demise, July 29th, for taking the easy route, so-called doing all the heavy lifting. Well, goddamn it, Ennis said, you know what? I ain't lifting shit. I'm just going to have that shit delivered to my door and see what else I can get FedEx to my door. It ain't no pretty way to say it. You supposed to be next up and coming, and there's fighters out there that you should be calling out, but you're not calling out. You know what I'm saying? Let me get to the chat right quick. Bud's hands are very deplorable, and he's activated. I'm saying it right now. Crawford is going to sleep his next opponent. I'm talking how Apollo was left on the canvas after Drago. Who is this guy? Oh, Apollo left on the canvas after Drago. I remember that moment. Rumor has it Boots received his belt through Amazon. That would make sense, being that Amazon is indeed the network of choice over there at PBC. You know what I'm saying? That would have some type of validity to it, because I know anybody who's a boxer over there at PBC right now, they probably get A1 free shipping. Free shipping, that box is wrapped up real nice, and then they hand deliver it. Usually Amazon, they have a special work attire that they come in. When they delivered Boots' title to them, they had a suit, bow tie. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't find a piece of lint on them. They said, we're going to do more than a 2-person drop off. We're going to have 3 people, and one of you all are going to be filming, and this is going to be a special delivery. Special delivery. Hey, special delivery. It was a special delivery, y'all. Why shouldn't I highlight these areas of concern, man? Huh? The AOC? Why shouldn't I highlight the area of concern? Did you think that Boots was going to get off easy too? Y'all criticize and call yourself diehard fans and wanted the biggest fight in boxing. But you think that was it? You think because Errol Spence came out and said, we're going to get into that. You think it was over? It's far from over, bro, because y'all got to keep the same energy. You got to keep the same maturity. You have to keep the same activity that you had when you was criticizing one half of the tandem for a fight that we've been talking about 5+ years. We ain't letting that shit go. No. Y'all have to maintain your boxing principles and morals if you even have any. Y'all got to stick to a code. You know very well that Boots took the easy route. But y'all sitting up here coddling. Y'all sitting up here quiet. We don't want to say anything negative, but Crawford name, we'll keep him in the algorithm every mother effing day. He took the easy route. And you know the wildest part about this shit? He wanted to use the other side of the street, but he found out Crawford right there in his backyard now. And I don't know if y'all heard about this, but a lot of people are talking about Crawford is on the shelf. We're going to get to that. They're going to say, oh, PBC did what they always wanted to do. They set Crawford up, and now he's in the holding chute. You know what I'm saying? He can't do anything. He's on the shelf. He's in the hands. Look, they talk about this shit like it's strong, like it's some type of power, y'all. Oh, man, he can't do nothing without Al Heyman. Yeah. And they not even talking about Spence waiting for the remainder the back end quarter of 23 and then do shit about his eye. But yet, he come over here and sit up here and talk about some whatever eye situation he had that he knew was a pre-existing situation. They're not even correcting him on that. No. That's when journalism have to step the game up. That's when journalism, people like myself, journalists like myself, I have to be more vocal about that ain't right. Y'all think it's time to bring up the broom and sweep shit under the motherfucking rug and put that rug back down and say, oh, we'll leave that right there. No. I'm going to make sure the temperature is a little bit too hot. Y'all ain't going to want to pick up no broom. How can you sit up here and allow a fighter this young who's trying to establish a legacy in the sport? Who around him agreed to this shit? Who told him that accepting the IBF title like this, he wouldn't have to worry about anything and F what everybody else say? You still got my respect. Who told you that? Who told you that, Boots? Because I know you want to use the other side of the street, but nigga in the backyard. You said on $1 million worth of game that you've been looking for since 2018. You finally get up where Crawford is right there within reach of you. He's the undisputed welterweight world champion who you was guessing wouldn't be in that position because you thought Errol Spence was going to do it. So you left the WBO, went over here to the IBF, fought Korean Chudikin, and then you thought, ta-da, Errol Spence wins. That's not the case, man. That was fantasy, bro. See, if y'all wouldn't be trying to have all these allies and, you know what I'm saying, these collusions going on and let people talk about certain content creators and talk ill of them. If you just would have listened to what I was saying, that Boots, you wouldn't have been in that position. If you really wanted to fight Crawford, I would have said, listen, Spence ain't winning that fight. I know that's something you don't feel that sits with you well. It makes your stomach a little queasy, but he ain't winning that fight. And if you heard me before, Boots, I said he has 0% chance. 0% chance. That's what I said. All you had to do was just listen to the channels. But I know I got some haters. There's some haters out there. You know, they'll tell you, don't listen to WCS. All he doing, he's just going up here because he's a Crawford D rider. He's a fanboy. He's this, he's that, Bud supporter, or whatever. They weren't saying that. Look, matter of fact, they were saying the same thing about Teofimo Lopez when I was talking that shit about Lomachenko being overrated. Who won that fight again? I said that Errol Spence had 0% chance. Who won that fight? So you can listen to who you want to listen to. It's all good. But you gambled. And you end up getting snake eyes. You gambled. You gambled, bro. If you really wanted to fight Crawford, you would have stayed in the WBO. But at the last minute, which was planned, you switched over to open up the year to fight Korean Chudikin for the IBF because that got closer to the fight. People started giving you a little bit of intel. Hey, from what we're hearing, the fight's going to be in July. We want to line you up for this interim fight Custio Clayton for the freaking title eliminator. And then we're going to send you in there with who? Huh? He? What? Yeah? Yeah? Nobody knew who that dude was. So you went in there and you was goddamn throwing punches, goddamn pirouettes, full splits. You was in there, you got the win, bro. And you performed that way on Tank's undercard. That's another thing that affected your FICO. That books you didn't look spectacular. A name like that, you're supposed to go in there and just get it done. And I'm looking at you fight this guy. I'm like, oh, okay. And then I heard you was getting Ramon Villa. I said, well, look at here. People seem to be all hyped up about him fighting Ramon Villa. But I'm saying to myself, he hasn't fought nobody that we need to just sit up here and clap it up vigorously. He had a win over Rashidi Ellis, but Rashidi, he was still waiting for the big fight too. So tailor-made style directly in front of you. That's good work. You telling me I don't have to do much? I don't have to run around and chase him and instead of cutting off the ring like Korean Chudikin, I can just go up here and he's gonna be right there and I can just fight him. Oh, he gets a stoppage. Cool. That's what you should have did. That's what you should have did. But then it comes down to you making a choice to gamble and be in the IBF, hoping and praying that Errol Spence pull off the impossible. The impossible there, Ennis. Y'all wanted Errol Spence to pull off the impossible because you had a lot of haters that was in y'all ear, that was talking ill. But yet y'all deep in the boxing game. You should have filtered through that shit. If they was telling you about, certain things that you wasn't certain about, you should have, listened to other people. You should have said, okay, let me listen to here. Let me clear my head. But you didn't. You didn't listen to the content creators that some people deem, you shouldn't listen to. You should have listened to them. Like me, you should have listened. You know what I'm saying? You should have listened to the ones who was telling you that Errol Spence was going to have some issues. You was looking for Crawford since 2018. Now you have the undisputed. You switch over, leave Crawford's sanctioning body, and you go to the IBF because you thought the gamble that you was gonna play was gonna get you up out of there, and Errol Spence was gonna be the one you was fighting. That shit didn't happen. Now the IBF want to switch everything up. Oh no, don't worry about it, Spence. We got your back, buddy. We're going to submit this documentation with our legal team, look it over, and then we're going to send this out ASAP. Don't worry about it. Just give us about 2 to 3 weeks. You will have an answer because we know he's locked in contractually. So when that paperwork hit and they read it off, it's nothing they can do. Buddy, that's what we're here for, okay? You're going to have your title real soon. Hey, by the way, while I'm here, let me congratulate you, world champ. Good job. How does that work? How does that work? I don't know how that works. You saying Boots is starting to indulge on those sweet strawberries. I don't know if he's indulging on the sweet strawberries, but there may be some type of pleasantry, some type of sweet. I don't know why now, he walked away from Crawford. You know what I'm saying? He walked away from Crawford and jumped into a sanctioning body. He gambled wrong. Now the paperwork is submitted, get the title, and he's not really showing the signs. You took away your enforcement. The IBF would have got you where you wanted to be. They would have got you there. But now you take the title and y'all trying to use some reverse psychology. Crawford is the psychologist. If you don't know, he is a psychologist. This is a fighter that they say that was doing everything wrong. He was moving funny. He was negotiating in bad faith. But I guess when his hands is the one in there doing the negotiation, shit look a little different in the end, huh? They couldn't fathom the drubbing that took place July 29th. I know a lot of y'all was sitting there and y'all just anxious the whole day, like, God damn. Let's keep our hands crossed. Bozy, hey man, fight about to start. You might want to come here and check this out. Ooh, we in line, man. We in line, yeah. I like this right here. Come on, Spence. Yeah. Ooh, we gotta get through it. Hey, man, shut them lights off a little bit. Yeah, tell them we close. We close, man. No, ain't no more sparring going on, man. We're going to watch this fight, bro. We're going to watch this fight, and we're going to treat it like a film study day. All right? Because I know Spence about to goddamn show out on this nigga. Oh, my God. We about to have an undisputed champ right here in our backyard, y'all. Because we know Boost can beat Errol. We knew that shit. We just going to watch him tonight. We're going to get some goddamn film study in. Oh, shit, the ring walk, y'all, the ring walk. Check this out, the ring walk. Oh, shit, okay, all right, okay. Now, okay. Crawford walking out second because of the coin flip. Okay, shit, so he really won the coin flip? Oh, shit. Okay, so Crawford coming out. Okay, we see him. You got fishnet on there. I don't know what that's about, but, got the fishnet on there. Who's that dude next to him? Security should be on that, man. Who's that dude walking next to him? I can't recognize him. He up here, goddamn lip syncing M's song. Is that him? Oh, shit, okay. Damn, he that popular? He got the legend himself, M, to walk him out. Okay. That ain't gonna mean shit, though, because Spence about to step up. Yeah. Fighter's introduction. Oh, good. Referee, give fighters instruction. Good. Okay. Get into the first round. Nice jab, Spence. Nice. See? Hey, Boots, he can't fuck with your jab. He can't fuck with it. Look, Crawford don't know what to do. Spence having pretty decent success with that jab. Your jab is way more faster than Spence. Come on now. Come on. Oh, good. Nice 1-2. Okay. Oh, man. That was a good first round. That was a real good first round. What you thinking there, champ? What you thinking? This going to be easy work, huh? Man, we're going to have you undisputed real soon. Let's go the second. Okay, all right. It's picking up a little bit. It's picking it up. I think that's what Greg was talking about, it's being a war. They're going to start picking it up. But he's really talking about freaking, Spence and Crawford. Okay. Oh, he slipped. Spence slipped. He slipped. I think the referee going to call it a slip because somebody goddamn put some McDonald's, throw a McNugget in there and freaking Errol Spence slipped on it. Or old strawberry that he had in his gym bag or something. They threw that shit in there, he slipped. Oh, they call him a knockdown. Wow, they call him a knockdown. They did that? Did you see something different? Didn't he just hit him with a jab, though? Shit, man. God damn. Okay. Let's keep going. Hey, Pops, man, why his face is all fucked up like that? Why is his face all fucked? Is he doing that much damage? Damn. Wow, he still got enough rounds. It's going into the 7. Okay, it's going to the 7. Man, this is looking bad. I still got faith that he can pull it off. You're going to be undisputed, okay? Oh, shit, another knockdown. God damn, there's blood everywhere in that bitch. This can't be real, man. Is that a new type of Vaseline they put on it? Is it like a cherry color or something? This can't be real. Is that Inswell? Does that Inswell have like freaking lemon lime juice on it? Is this grapefruit juice that they have that they spraying on Spence face? Is it acidic? Is this an acidic spray? God damn, is it acidic juice with alkaline pH balance 16.3? What the hell is going on? This dude is bleeding out of every crevice of his face. Oh man, fuck this, man. This fight about to be over. Man, cut the lights back on. Tell him the gym back open. God damn. Hey, sorry, champ. Hey, we're gonna have to wait on that. We're gonna have to come up with another plan, man. Damn, he got the stoppage in the knife. We got to come up with another plan, champ. For real, we got to come up with another. Just. Oh my goodness. Oh, Harvey Doc stopped the fight for real. Oh my God. Wow. Look at Spence. He don't even look the same. Champ, where you going? Champ. Bro, don't let this get the. Oh my God. Yeah, tell him we back open, man. Send the text out. We back open. We back open. Y'all try to sit there and look at film, man. Y'all thought that was the gamble. That's what y'all thought. They thought it was the gamble, y'all. I like Boots and his skill set, but I can see through how they move. Just say you don't want the Bud fight and you're not ready. Nothing wrong with it, but all this posture and saying you want it, but actions. Let's talk about what you just said. Great point. Great point. You know, Carlos and Pugilist, great points y'all made. Show otherwise disappoint me as Boots fans. Check this out. We got to start looking at those who are Boots fans that they're not diehard boxing fans. So there's levels and there's separation there, right? The separation comes to when it comes to a full-blown group of cheerleaders. They just want to be a special part of something, and the name, if it has people tuning in and they get to join the carnival, they just want to talk negative about the fighter they consider the B side. You know, and they thought process, that's the bad side. They just want to be there to talk and be cheerleaders. They're doing the same thing they did with Spence. You know what I'm saying? They dare because they dislike Crawford. Now, some of them may indeed fuck with Boots heavy, but a lot of people that's going on Boots' side right now are former Errol Spence associates. So they're damaged already. You're going to expect to hear and see some buffoonery out here. That's just the way it is. They up here trying to say, oh, Boots, you the best, and you this, that, and the other. But these are the same people that were saying, who is Crawford beat? It was like a tree full of owls. Every time you said something about ooh, 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 I bullshit you not, bro. I started calling National Geographic. I'm like, hey, we have a strange phenomenon going on here. We have a tree with a lot of owls in there, for real. And if you even say a C word, them motherfuckers start going off. They never gave Crawford credit for an ounce of what he accomplished in his career. But then when he went in there and drubbed and thrashed Spence, they come up here now jumping on the side of Ennis. Ennis' resume is worse than Crawford's resume. It's worse than Crawford's resume. It's extremely mediocre when it comes to Crawford. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing on Ennis' resume that even allows his name to be in the conversation with Crawford, except he attempted to be in the IBF sanctioning body guessing, wishing, and praying that he wanted Errol Spence to beat Terrence Crawford July 29th. And that wasn't the case. Murder was the case. That's what it was almost. You have to get what you earn. If I was a Boots, I would have been calling Bud out in the past fight interview after Spence, taking a whole lot of shit, and that would have made Bud say, okay, you got it, young fella. I agree. Facts in the chat. I agree with that. I totally agree with that. Let's get to some other freaking receipts that we got out here too. We agree that Ennis chose to take the easy route. So, you know, I'm gonna be honest with you. In reality, you have to call it for what it is. It doesn't sound right. It doesn't look right. But it puts you in a position where now it just seems like you're not understanding or respecting the art of war. That's what I kind of get. You're not respecting the art of war, buddy. A lot of your people around you didn't take the whole situation serious. You all was trying to be tactical. You wanted to be covert about it. You wanted to do shit behind the scenes to get to the finish line. And you thought you had everything figured out, except they had to have two guys in the ring. And you had to hope for something drastic to happen so them titles come home for Spence and you be the next in line and you have the biggest fight of your career for Undisputed. That means you don't have to do as much work. Now you have to do more work. Now the champion, the Undisputed, because in my eyes, he's still undisputed welterweight. You have to do more work. You excluded your enforcer, which was the IBF, and now you're trying to basically every now and then chirp Crawford's name and get a response out of him. To my pick up the phone. Why do y'all want this man to pick up the phone? Seriously, why do you want him to pick up the phone? How do you know he ain't busy? Seriously, how do you know that Crawford isn't busy? Because when you step in there and it's with a fighter like Crawford, it's not checkers, my friend. It is chess. You don't seem like a chess player to me. You just don't seem like a chess player. I'm going to be honest. You don't seem like a chess player to me. There's a lot of people that's saying we're not going to criticize how he got the title. But let Crawford would have been the one who received a title like that. Let's see, he was already the WBO. And he went up there and received the WBA title like that. So that means him and Errol Spence would have had two apiece. Errol was sitting on the IBF and WBC, and Crawford sitting on the WBO and the WBA. But that WBA, if it was given to him, if he would have been in that somehow, some way, I'm just saying a miracle, whatever, some odd, unidentified flying title, he would have got that WBA the way you got it, Ennis. Oh man, they would have goddamn roasted him forever. They would have ridiculed the shit out of Crawford, yo. And you think we supposed to be quiet and not mention what we're witnessing here? Bro, you are the future. You can't have 31 wins and receive a title via Amazon Prime. That is your first world title, man. You cannot do that. I would rather see you go in there and receive it like Rolando Romero. At least he answered the bell, and the referee was the one who stepped in and allowed him to become champion. You didn't even have a fight camp for that title, bro. Ennis, you took the easy route. You took the easy route, bro. How do you recover from that? You have a mediocre resume and you took the easy route. How do you recover from that? Trying to step in there with an elite pound for pound champion in Bud Crawford. How do you recover from that? You think he's supposed to look and he's supposed to lend you a hand? Y'all got the man stripped. But then you want to come back around and say, hey man, we just want to call you up and see how everything was going. And by the way, you know I got that 4th title. Have you calmed down a little bit? Are you in a more peaceful place? I just want to ask the question, man. Stop cussing me out. Man, I ain't have anything to do with that, man. You know, it's sanctioned body. But as I was saying, man, we're approaching February. And you know, it's Black History Month. Can you do me a favor, man? Just consider. Please, just consider. Okay? Just consider. Man, come on. You're really taking this personal. Just consider. Yeah. Hold up. Before you blow your top, okay? I will admit to you and apologize, okay? I apologize. I did take the easy route. I took the easy route. I saw Spence did it, and I know he crashed and burned at the end. I get it. But I just don't have the confidence, brother. I don't have the confidence. I'm thinking maybe by the time, if you accept the fight with me, by the time I complete fight camp and I listen to some motivational speeches, I will be ready for you. But please give me the opportunity. Please. Man, I'm serious, man. Come on. They want to beg and plead for Crawford to consider it, and they went in there and had that man stripped, basically allowing him to send a reaction out there and say, F the IBF. F the IBF. But I got a suggestion for you. You know what I'm saying, Ennis? I got a suggestion for you. Let me get to these comments right here. I got a legitimate suggestion for you, Jaron Ennis, since you took the easy route. I got one suggestion for you that's really gonna put you back on the road to basically building up that FICO. You know what I'm saying? Building up that respect, because respect deals with the boxing FICO too. You know how fans respect your resume. I got the perfect one for you there, Ennis. Again, I never witnessed a boxer getting his belt stripped in less than 6 months while still in the division. He got stripped without justification. For real, man. Hey, somebody give Carlos his freaking bar license. I'm putting him on the freaking legal team of boxing so he can go up here and provide us with opening arguments, because some of this shit need to go to court. For real. Your Honor, I've never witnessed anything like this in my whole entire tenure, my experience. Why was the defendant why is he being stripped, Your Honor? It hasn't even been a solid 6 months. What are we in a hurry to do? Who's behind this? I request that we sequester phone records. We need to see what calls were made, because we do understand there may be something a lot more sinister that's going on with freaking ulterior motives with this, okay? We never seen this happen before, Your Honor. How can you strip a fighter who went in there and won the belts fair and square? Fair and square. No controversy. It was back and forth for the time it lasted, and it was stopped in the 9th round. Shout out to an outstanding job of Harvey Dock. Reed said before the Spence fight, Ennis told the reporter that him and Bud fought the same level of opponents, insinuating the narrative that Bud ain't fought nobody. I knew then his character was suspect. Your Honor, we have another legal team expert. Yes, Reed. Please, Reed, can you just come in here and just basically go over that opening argument, what you just said, please? We have solid information being presented to you, Your Honor, because this is unfair. This isn't right. A fighter goes in there and win a title. He win the title of the WBC, IBF, and the WBA the right way. This is a match that's been festering, simmering for years, and we finally get it. We get two pressers. We get two pressers, man. And all we hear is, who has he fought? Who has he fought? Who has he fought? Who has he fought? And goddamn it, if Ennis went up there in front of the camera and said that his resume was that of the same of Crawford, my next question to the judge is like, Judge, can we have a recess and test to see if this man is freaking clean? I'm talking about clean as in his integrity. Something just ain't right. And we need to draw blood too. There might be some opioids, some going on. He to make that statement back then, Your Honor, it couldn't have been 100% sobriety at that point. No. What year was this? Was it 2020? Maybe it was the pandemic, COVID 20.2. You know what I'm saying? The super virus might have been out at that time. We don't know, Your Honor. We don't know. I wish Bruce would have at least fought Mean Machine or Avanesian by now. But he ain't even fought those type of guys. Bud versus Virgil 154 is a fight that may come out of nowhere. See, even Virgil Ortiz has a better resume. But my respect for Virgil, the fact that he haven't fought Terrence Crawford, because he made it perfectly clear at 147 that they weren't ready. Did they not? Virgil Ortiz, I got respect for Virgil. Real talk. When it comes to boxing, he said he wasn't ready. This is a man with 20 victories and 20 knockouts. He said he wasn't ready. I respect that. It's some people out here like Ennis is pretending that you're ready, but all the signs that you're giving off to the fans say otherwise, brother. You took the easy route, and no one wants to tell you that you took the easy route. Well, here you go. WCS is saying that you took the easy route, and I don't have to go into grave detail to prove it. Let me go back up. Let me go back up to what Reed said. He said Bud fought. He told the reporter that him and Bud fought the same level of opponents. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Ricky Burns is a multi-time world champion, ain't he? I'm not gathering why people hate on Bud so bad they can't give him minimal credit. Just minimal credit. You can't move the needle just a little bit based off the body of work and the paperwork that you see. You can't give this man a little bit of credit. It has to come with ridicule and frivolous freaking false accusations. And then people have to just talk about that, hoping they'll forget about what's initially got y'all all riled up. You can't say, okay, looking at his record, provide us some pluses. It ain't nothing to get a plus about it. It is what it is, man. He fought who he fought. For him to go up there and say some shit like that, that's asinine, preposterous, for real. Virgil looking for a fight at 154, and he looking at Zoo. Bud was looking at Zoo. Oscar needs to make this happen. First of all, look at it like this, pugilist. Crawford shouldn't have to be, all wrapped up in that elimination shit. This was an undisputed 147 king. So therefore, he should be able to go to the front of the line whenever he feel like it. If Virgil wants to fight, it shouldn't be no title eliminator for Crawford. 2-time undisputed pound for pound. That ain't it. He should be able to go over there and fight Zoo with no problem. Virgil have to wait his turn. Virgil just came back and fought under 1 minute, or however long it took. So Crawford shouldn't have to stand in line for anything, even if it comes to Virgil Hill. No way. Appreciate that. Hey, you on deck? Jessica on deck. What's good? I'm about to let you know something that may not sit well with you, Ennis. Because it's various it's a lot of variables that basically go into building up and talking about your boxing FICO being mediocre, just fair, not even good. Even if you're undefeated, it's just a fair one. The fact that y'all are still looking at Bud as he owe y'all something. When do we get to the fact? When do we get to the point where you have someone out here earning, and all your boxers, you pretty much know the trials and tribs of this boxing game, all the work that goes into it, going to different places to get work and all that. Y'all understand that. Y'all stepping through the ropes. But then it comes down to what you see in the ring and what a boxer has on their box rec to say that you are on the same level as Bud, or to say that I'm very contradicting. Just like I broke that shit down about T.O. T.O. said all his good opponents was handicapped, right? So I said that, and I said this shit about Errol now. Just go check the receipts. I said with Teofimo Lopez, you said all his opponents are handicapped, which means his development isn't quite there yet when it comes to validation of him being on the pound for pound list. You say all his opponents was handicapped, so he ain't that good of a fighter. But Teo wants to fight him. Teo wants to fight him. Let's go back to Errol, Spence, and Terrence Crawford. What were they saying? Resume suck. He ain't fought nobody. Who is he fought? Who is he fought? Who is he fought? Isn't that what they were saying? Who is he fought? They was making it seem like Crawford just had a title and that's what Errol Spence needed. So we just waiting on him to go take it. That's pretty much what they was talking about. He ain't fought nobody. He hasn't fought anybody. Who has he fought? That was the question for everybody. So when you get down to a point of respect, then you got to ask yourself, okay, why are the greats picking Crawford to win if he ain't fought nobody? I'm looking at Diddy James and saying to myself, I'm wondering and guessing how much time and effort you put in to get Spence trained up for this fight. Because you yourself don't respect what he's done in his career. So when you look at a fighter and say, okay, they haven't fought nobody, so that tells me they're not that good of a fighter. Because the word was on the street that Errol Spence can beat everybody on Crawford's resume. So I'm like, okay, bet. All right. He can beat everybody on his resume, especially when two of Errol Spence's opponents end up being Crawford's opponents. The Kell Brook and the Sean Porter. He had already beat him. Cool. Now we have to look at heading to the Kell Brook fight. Who does it better? Boom. Crawford did it better. What they say? Kell Brook was washed ever since Spence. They didn't want to say ever since Triple G. They said ever since Spence. Okay. Now we get Sean Porter. They were talking about, oh man, if Crawford fights Sean Porter on the inside, he gonna get knocked out. He don't have that good of a chin. You know why? Drum roll, trumpets, harmonica. Let me bring in Gamboa. Who I want to talk about some Gamboa. They brought up old ass Gamboa, y'all. That's another freaking filter that catfished the fuck out of them. They kept on bringing up Gamboa. Oh, he's chinny. Gamboa hurt him, y'all. They didn't say nothing about Gamboa being down before that. Dude, when you look back at the mayhem of ignorance that these fans was discounting about Crawford's resume, it's unfucking believable. I don't think I've ever experienced or read about a window in life, a moment, a epoch that was this crazy, this ill-informed, this ignorant, filled with stupidity. And that's where Team Ennis was at. They didn't respect it. They didn't know See, people look at you and they're not looking at everything that they don't want to pick out the certain, small, fine details that you see that say, damn, this motherfucker might be different. Crawford over here playing chess with with the current unified heavyweight champion, former cruiserweight undisputed. They're playing chess, not checkers. They're playing chess, not checkers. Another thing, Ennis, is there a fight that you can say on your resume that even comes to a Jose Benavidez? Because I love how people always talk about he got one leg. You know what I'm saying? He's handicapped, like Teofimo Lopez said. He's handicapped. His opponents was handicapped. Does the Aegis Kavaliauskas come up because Crawford tested positive for whooping ass? But he whooped ass a little different, Ennis. His ass whoopings was almost like a father to a son when Spence was in there. He don't have a mark on him, Ennis. You sure you want to fuck with him? This dude has tested positive for being different. Ennis, I'm just gonna put it out there. You know how they be talking to you in the gym. Ennis, I'm gonna put it out there, champ. I heard your peoples talk about moving up to 154. As to attach your name to Crawford at 154, 160, 168. But there's another fighter that's already out there with not even half of the fights that you got. Not even half of the fights you got. I truly believe that he'll give you your first L. They still calling him a prospect. They're Ennis. They still calling him a prospect. They still calling him a prospect, Ennis. And WCS believe that he will give you a boxing clinic. I believe he will give you a boxing clinic, and he is considered a prospect. You understand that, Ennis? I totally believe a fighter with not even fights. If you're looking for a name to put on the resume, you know what I'm saying? This is a name that you can't say, oh, they ain't did nothing. They ain't did nothing. They ain't did nothing. That's what they were saying about Crawford. He don't deserve to fight Spence. He ain't did nothing. But it's a fighter that I'm confident in. If you was to fight at 154, forget Crawford. You might not get him at 47. But I truly believe if you thought about giving Jahad Tucker that work, it'll be tough for you, buddy. Because look, he's been under the bright lights since he stepped on stage. I don't see you beating him right now. I don't see you beating him inside the ring under the bright lights. Forget the one-time sparring. We're talking about there are going to be some discrepancies there, Ennis. When you get to 154, that is a name you should try to get. You should try to get bragging rights in your backyard. You seen it? Ennis, you seen it, right? Did you see it? This is a former light heavyweight. A former light heavyweight who he's fighting. Xander Zayas' sparring partner. I know a lot of people were sitting up there, and when Jahad got hurt in the first round, Ennis, I know y'all was up there like, there it is. There it is. There it is. There it is. And then that song came on. You know what that song was, Ennis? electric. Electric. Boogie, woogie, woogie. He's electric. Electric. Boogie, woogie, woogie. That song started coming on, and goddamn, their head started moving again, and they start slipping those punches, and he started giving the fans a show. But I know there was so many haters out there saying, there it is. Look, oh, he about to get stopped. If you ever come up to 154, you're talking about a fighter who just turned 21 years of age, and I don't think you can beat him. I don't think you can beat him, bro. I don't think you can do it. Both of y'all from the same footprint. You talking about, your people talking about moving up to 154 and doing all this, that, and the other. I know for a fact. I'm gonna say this. Hey, I'm gonna say this, Ennis. Like I said about what I said about freaking Errol Spence going there, Crawford. This man went in there against Nico Seknashvili. You know what I'm saying? Who's a former light heavyweight. He went in there against Nicholas Flas, undefeated fighter, a second hard fight in a row. And then he went in there and fought a top 5 ranked middleweight there, Ennis. And if it would have been 2 more rounds, possibly stopped him because he was tired. They thought him getting hurt in the first round against Nicholas Seknashvili, it was over. The plan was out. The blueprint was there. Let's go out here and start early, start fast. And that's all you got to do. You got more power than Nico. You can get him up out of there. It's electric. Boogie, woogie, woogie, woogie. It's electric. Boogie, woogie, woogie, woogie. That didn't play out the way they thought it would. We even had Timothy Bradley up here talking about he about to get his blue slip in the back. He about to get his blue strip. The blue slip, let me tell you what that is. That means you get released. No, not so fast there, Timothy. Y'all need to watch the replays on a fighter, one of the most entertaining fighters. The Boxing Voice said he's entertainment. Everybody that's listening, I stand firm on this. I don't see Jaron Ennis beating Jahad Tuck at 154. Say what you want about the bigger fighter. He been there, done that. Been there, done that. He fought a light heavyweight. He just fought a middleweight, top 5 rank, Francisco Varone, and earned a draw. A fight that a lot of people saying he won. They gave him a draw when commentator was up there acting like this was going to be his last fight. Jahad Tucker has a better resume than Jaron Ennis. So I'm proposing this to Ennis. Since he can only give, we done with sparring. Jahad Tucker is on, he's on the bright lights since we done with sparring. No, it's done. We talking about the bright lights. Bring it out to the bright lights. He has performances out there that supersedes yours. You cannot say that you fought a top 5 fighter at 160 pounds. You're at 147, and you can't even say you fought a top 5 that's at 154 right now. A top 5 rank that's at 154. So truthfully being told there, Ennis, Jahad has a better record than you do. And he has not even half the fights that you got. I know there's going to be some people that's saying, oh, man, WCS at it again, But listen, of those same people that want to come up there and dispute it, in their heart of hearts, they're not going to put their fighter in there with Jahad. It's a lot of people out here that'll say whatever they want to say, but that man went through adversity already. And he showed poise, mad poise, man. He showed that gladiator, that esprit, the gladiator that you look for in a fighter that's cut different. Jaron, I don't think you can do it, bro. You're talking about moving up to 54 to fight Crawford? You need to move up to 54 and fight Jahad. He might be there for you. It's plenty of fighters to fight. Crawford's not going to be looking for you at 54. All that conversation with him and Spence, cool. You know what I'm saying? But why should your name be attached to Crawford moving up to 54? You have a fighter that's in your backyard that WCS will put every bit of money on that you would not beat him. You don't have the skill set or the boxing IQ to beat this guy. And you can't boogie, woogie, woogie. He's more technically sound than you are, Jaron Ennis. And to be honest with you, I'm going to tell you something else you might not like. His killer instinct, his venom is different. His venom is different. It's shit toxic. His venom is different. It's just like you run into a baby cobra or shit. They don't know when to stop putting venom out there. You know, once you saw what happened to Nico once he hurt him in the first round. You saw what happened. It was on a goddamn kill mission from there, dog. It was a kill mission from there. They say he don't have no power, but ask Nico. He was up there folding up, balling up like a goddamn some Play-Doh. His body was just folded. Ouch, ouch, ouch. He was trying to protect the rib cage. I'm just putting it out there. They trying to carry you forward to a higher division to fight Crawford. When Crawford's on a whole nother planet, when you should be fighting fighters that's considered to be on your level, right? Well, that's one right there. I would definitely like to see that fight. It ain't no clout chasing, because how is it going to be clout? And Jihad's been on TV in more highlight fights than you have. That's a fact. That's a fact, brother. He has more highlights than you, bro. He's been in there with tougher competition, and he doesn't even have half the fights you got. How do you explain that? How do you explain that? This man has no opponents on his resume with a losing record. His boxing FICO, Jaron Ennis, is higher than yours. I'm not disrespecting you, bro, by calling you out your name or any of that. This is strictly boxing. He has a better resume than you with less fights. He's been under the bright lights. You was under the bright lights on Tank Undercard, and you didn't put on a performance like Jihad did with Francisco Verón, bro. If I would tell you anything, I would say somewhere down the line, you're going to have to fight Jihad sooner or later. People are going to start talking about it and talking about it and talking about it. And you're going to have to step to it. See the go-to lines with Jihad, you can't use on him. You can't say he's clout chasing because you got a belt. Because erase all that shit, and his highlights are way better than the way you received that championship. Way better. He has more validation on who he's faced up to this point than you receiving the IBF championship. His opponents that he has up to date, Jaron, you can't touch his resume, so you can't come in here talking about he clout chasing. You don't have clout. So the only thing he's chasing is his legacy to continue to build. And if you want a part of that, you will be clout chasing what he has so far if you chose to step in and say, okay, let's get it done. I don't even think you have the confidence to call Jihad out at 154 and fight him at 154 and settle this. I don't think you have it, bro. I don't think you want that. You a big dude. You real big for 147. But see, calling Jihad gives you all the dynamic that you're looking for, big dog. You a big 147 pounder. He just went in there and put hands on a top 5 rank middleweight. You have never fought anybody to that status. You never fought anybody from a higher weight class. I don't see anybody that's on your record who has status quo from divisions used to fight as light heavyweight that made themselves down in your division that you're willing to step in there with. I haven't seen you one time get hurt and respond the way Jihad did against Nico. One of the most exciting fights of the year. What's your exciting fight of the year? If you're going to try to ride on Crawford's coattail, that shit ain't going to work, bro. That man is on his way out the sport. You need to build up a rivalry, Jaron Ennis. What better fighter to build up a rivalry with than Jihad Tucker? Y'all first name both start with a J. Right or wrong? The alphabet is there, goddammit. Y'all from the same backyard. Y'all ain't that far from each other. You might want to tell the haters over there. You know what I'm saying? That applies to them too. If they have a fighter that they choose and believe that they can go in there and be the equalizer, I want to see it happen, man, because I hear a lot of chirping behind the scenes, you know what I'm saying, and all that. Man, this dude ain't nothing to play with, bro. You know what I'm saying? He is electric boogie. I'm telling you. I don't know if you want to go in there and get that shock, Jerome, but I'm putting it out there. I'm putting it out there. That I have my money on that. If you want to make a wager, no, first of all, we got to get to the contract in the future. You know what I'm saying? Because both of y'all got different avenues. And I would say if you get the Crawford fight, fight with Crawford is much bigger than any Jihad Tucker. But I'm just saying, I don't see you getting that fight. So what I'm saying is Crawford's on his way into retirement. And just like Crawford built up a rivalry with Errol Spence, you need to build up a rivalry with another name. Right now, the perfect name for you is Jihad Tucker, man. He right there, shawty. If you think you better and you know what I'm saying, he's not, just, hey, what better way to build up a rivalry? Y'all can make crazy money off that if it's done at the right time. And the good thing I like about this, Ennis, is that ain't nobody gonna say, oh man, we'll do that up the road. You got fighters that saying they wasn't impressed, but they say, oh, you know what? Would you fight him? Maybe up the road or something. Way up the road. I'm talking about if I'm on a goddamn pogo stick up the road. That's the kind of time I'm on. Skateboard up the road. You know what I'm saying? They talking about up the road. But we don't have to let this shit marinate. Both of y'all have fought on TV. You are a world champion. Jihad's fought on TV ever since his debut. LeBron James of boxing. So therefore, it ain't no marination. All you got to do is then enter the dragon. All you got to do is enter. All you got to do is say, you know, whenever I get, man, let me stop hanging out of here, you know, at 147. I already said you was Easy Route 2.0. Don't prove me right, Ennis. Don't stay in that 147 pound too long and start complaining about weight and take a L in that class. And you could have already moved up to 154. Don't be the next Charlo nigga. Don't be Jamel Charlo. Oh, I want to stay in one weight class forever. I don't want to go nowhere. We're going to get back to that. I'm gonna let him calm down, because when I brought Jihad name up there, I know good and well they was so irritated, but I'm being real. That cat is talented as hell. I'm not saying Jaron Ennis is not talented. I'm saying you have to build up a rivalry somehow. These younger cats, they just talking on Twitter, bro. But one thing they can say when it comes to Tucker is that he ain't talking on, you know, he ain't talking like that. He's talking under the bright lights. But the methods of communication is different. He's talking with the left and the right and the left, and however he put the combination together. I'm telling Ennis, you young, he young. It's a lot of shit that you can't use that they was using on Crawford Spence. That's all I'm fucking saying. You can't say clout chasing. You can't say, oh, let's let it marinate up the road. You can't say he ain't fought nobody. He has fought somebody right on the screen. He had his moment. I mean, if you want to see, some other highlights. I mean, they're out there. There's plenty of them out there. Just to pretty much put the steals out there for reflection, in case you want to screenshot them and put them on your desktop, and let that be your motivation. You need to build up a rivalry with somebody. You gonna fight all Mexican fighters? Is that the route you gonna take? Nah, the brothers don't sell. Well, we talking about Crawford Spence, right? They sold. They damn near one and done. He beat that ass so bad. So just think about that, Ennis. That can build up your FICO score. Just the mere presence of Jahad Tucker, who don't have no losing freaking opponents. Is your resume the same? Just like you said of Terrence Crawford? Is your resume better than Jahad Tucker's? The answer, Alex, is no. What would be no? Oh, that is correct. Your resume ain't better. And look at this, man. Let me if you haven't already, hit the like button, right? You're talking about a fighter that has 12 fights. Jaron has 31 wins. You know what I'm saying? This man has 12 fights. 12 fights. So let's just quickly take a gander, okay? Because people are going to be looking up here to my, oh man, he just trying. See, they can't use that. This is a very, very perfect storm right here, because they can't use any of the BS narratives that they use about Crawford, saying that he had all the accolades that you need to go in there with Spence, and they still say he ain't fought nobody. Well, they can't use these narratives between Tucker and freaking Ennis, because when it comes down to notable names, even though both of them may have some simplicity to their resume, when it comes to who balances out heavier for the quality of opposition, okay, that's Tucker, no doubt about it. Let me show you something right quick. This is Jahad Tucker, 10-1-1. 10 plus 1 plus 1 doesn't equal 13. I'm just saying. 5'11", 68. Let's go down to when he initially came on the deck, September 2020, for his professional debut. Who turns professional in the pandemic? Round 1 stoppage. Charles Garner. You know what I'm saying? UD win. 1-1 again. Second round. Barbosa 3-1. Sosa 2-6. 6-4. Tracy Magruder 6-1. DeAndre 11-1. Jose Luis Sanchez 11-2. Segnesvili 8-1. Nicholas Flash 10-2. And Francisco Veron 13-0. Now, this is what the haters gonna say. Hey man, he fought Sergey Lipinets. Listen, Sergey Lipinets was a champion a good time ago at 140. That doesn't provide enough, because he moved up to 147 and then he moved back to 140. That ain't enough, because he has a former world champion on his record. That doesn't matter. We're talking about the QOP. No losing opponents with no losing records. And also, what have these opponents, the size, the challenge presented to Jahad Tucker, vice the challenge that wasn't presented to Jaron Ennis? What challenge has there been on his record? What challenge has there been? Have anybody stepped in there that was equal and greater to Jaron Ennis? People will say no. Not even Sergey Lipinets. So if you haven't fought opponents that was equal to greater than you, I would say Jahad did. It was opponents that stepped in there that's supposed to be better than him. Still won. Now you see the Nicholas Flash, the one, it happens in the sport. But then his very next fight in the same year, not 2 years, not 3 years off that, the very same year he comes in here with Francisco Varane. Are you serious? Let's see something right quick. Let's see something. Let's go up and see if Varane is still hanging out, kicking it in the hood at 160 pounds. Let's see. I just want to see, where's he at? Did they move him? Did Jahad Tucker change his life? You know what I'm saying? Did Jahad change his life? Look at Francisco Varane, bro. He's sitting at number 10 in the WBA. Sitting at number 10 in the WBA. This is why I say Jahad's resume is better than yours. He was a top 5 and tried to go down there and get an easy one because people was plotting and scheming. And Jahad went to a draw with him, and now this dude's sitting at 10. Be careful what you want. Be careful what you want. That's all I'm saying, man. Let me get up out of here. Jahad done sent this man down to the 10th position. Man, don't say I don't do my research. Don't say it, man. Don't do that. Let's get over here. Shout out to everybody that's on. Bud is a Southpaw. EJ fans will love to see that narrative get absolutely obliterated. Well, Jahad's Orthodox, so that makes it even a lot better for Jaron. You know what I'm saying? But before Jahad Tucker fought Francisco Varane, he was number 5. And then after that fight, Jahad put pause on him and gave him a freaking tutor session. He gave him a tutor session. And they say, hey, when we send you up there to a curriculum like that, I want your grade to be an A. Okay? Not a B. I want it to be an A+, and you didn't give us that. That was supposed to be the time that you go in there and finish up what Nico couldn't. He didn't get it done. They said, it's punishment for that. Okay, there's repercussions. We're going to slide you down 5 slots. How? This dude only had 12 fights. How, though? You know what I'm saying? How can he be ignored? How can you overlook him? I'm telling you, Ennis, you better build up that shit, bro. You better build up your rivalry. Because when it comes to black fighters, it's good to have a rivalry. Because black and Latino or whatever, they sell. But two black fighters fighting can sell too. Build up the rivalry. This is a perfect rivalry. You're not going to get far not mentioning the name. I understand you're afraid of Bud. I get it. It's a lot of fighters out there that don't want to call out his name. But you can't be afraid of Jahad Tucker. I mean, he's at 154, right? But if you get with anybody, they say, who's the bigger fighter? Jahad Tucker or Jaron? Oh, Jaron. Boots. Who's the bigger fighter? Tucker or Ennis? Oh, Boots. Everybody would say you the bigger fighter, Boots. Then when it gets to the ring, who you think wins that fight? Tucker or Boots? They're not going to be so inclined to be snap, crackle, pop on the response. Seriously, they not, man. They're not going to give you that direct, quick, exact energy that you're looking for. What's the weight class again? 54. Oh, shit. Greg, I'd definitely like to have you come on the show, man. Greg Hackett. And like I said, it's all respect. Greg ain't no punk ass motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? He's been in the boxing game for a while, but I'd definitely like to have this conversation with him if it can be a sensible conversation. Real talk. I'd definitely like to, get his take on that. So anybody out there, I'd definitely like to chop it up. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing but respect for him, man. I don't have no beef with that dude at all. You know what I'm saying? I'm just talking about boxing shit, and I definitely like to get his take on my talking points on his fighter. I don't care if he talk his shit. He should talk his shit, man. That's where he's representing. But I don't see Boots beating Crawford. First of all, I don't see him being on the same talent level. And then when it comes from to a fighter like Jaron Tucker, who is considered to be a prospect, then this one you have to look at it like what the fans are gonna say. The fans have seen Jaron show out on the big screen, and he's been extremely entertaining. Can they say that about your fighter? When asked who wins between Ennis and Tucker at 154, it's gonna be some pauses. God damn it, it's gonna be some. And they're gonna start. Hey, Greg. They're gonna be. Man, Greg, my dog, man. He my dog, but that's my man's. You know, that's my man's in them. You know what I'm saying? We good, but I don't know. It's gonna be tough, man. I don't know. They're not gonna be so quick on the draw with that. Dude has continued to change levels, so understand that. I put it out there. You know what I'm saying? He's grown since early on in his career. He only got 12 fights. But if he wants to fight somebody, Jaron Ennis, you have a rival that you can start up. You know what I'm saying? You can start it up, man. Y'all from the same backyard, for real. Let me move on. Boots is a humble young man. He just get active, win, lose, or draw. I don't know what that means. Boots, this don't have nothing to do with being humble. We're talking about the art of war, the hurt business. We're talking about the sweet science. What is all this? Next, you're gonna be quoting goddamn the scriptures of the Bible. Talking about, if you look at the commandments, we're not talking about the commandments. We're talking about professional boxing. We ain't talking about nobody being humble. Bud gave Errol cataracts. It's a very rare form of cataracts. Only happens to very small population, specifically in the boxing community. Scientists still developing a cure for years. You know what I'm saying? Hey, that's what we talking about. Hey, put on them goddamn them medical coats, goddammit. Yes, I'm Dr. MD. Yes. I'm off that YTC board of scientific discovery. Yes, sir. And with that cataract is rare. No, there's not a cure for it, but I can tell you what activates it. What's the cause? We have a picture. The first known cause was July 29th. Yes, 2023. The first known cause of that. You can be as young as you want to be, early 30s. After you go in there, this particular guy, you will have acute cataracts. Absolutely. But back to Jaron Tucker, man. That might be somebody you might want to think about. Okay, there, Ennis? Because we're trying to build up your FICO score from fair to good. And you need some big names on there, dog. And this won't be my last live stream on this shit. You took the easy route, and I'm making people aware that you took the easy route. You did. You took the easy route. You're busy out here trying to say, you're not looking at the big picture. Crawford's on his way out into retirement. You shouldn't be really focused on him. If you feel that he ain't going to give you the shot, that's over. You made it perfectly clear. Barrios and Stanthionis, let the shit go. You need to be focused on somebody else that's going to give you that spark that you need under the bright lights. And people are going to say, damn, we're looking forward to this. Well, hey, I put it out there, bro. I put it out there. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Dude look like he putting on some muscle. You know what I'm saying? Somebody up there training him. His pops, he might have him on a 5,000 push-up routine, goddammit, a day. I don't know. They might be on that Blu-ray shit. You know what I'm saying? 1,000 pull-ups and, you know, hey. But let's switch it up. Let's transition. I want to talk about this. You know, it deals with Terrence Crawford again. And the distaste that I have. Crawford has said, when I beat him, I'm coming to see you. He was talking to Jermell Charlo. Being that Jermell Charlo never forgot that, he became undisputed. He never did too much with the titles. His little wrist hurt. You know what I'm saying? And you know, when he returned back to the ring, it wasn't to defend any of his titles. It was to step in there and fight Canelo Alvarez. After he went in there with a dismal performance, all of a sudden he's on so-called vacant foreclosure. He's on recess. All that is just a short sale. You running away from the goddamn real estate you're supposed to be accustomed to. I mean, your name on the deed, or it was on the deed. Charlo get put in recess. This man gets the WBO strip, vacates the IBF, and lo and behold, wow, the WBC is in recess. Now, let me tell you the play from what I discussed, you know, with my colleague. And we was just going over some points, right? He stated to me that the PBC is once again attempting to stall, to idle, to freeze Crawford out. And I'm up here, I'm trying to go through scenarios, right? I say, well, you know, that's if, you know, he trying to fight Jermell. You know what I'm saying? He been mentioning Tim Tszyu and all that. So we going through troubleshooting, brainstorming activities and shit. I'm trying to find out if the PBC is actually trying to stall him out. And then he brought up a point that he said, look what they're doing. Jermell Charlo is coming off the WBC. Sebastian Fundora is going in there fighting for it, which makes Jermell Charlo next in line for the winner. So if, by chance, Crawford wanted to fight Jermell Charlo, he wouldn't be able to get it via the WBC. He wouldn't be able to get it. He wouldn't be able to fight Jermell Charlo in that perspective. It's almost like a franchise, having a franchise belt. Now, I always thought to myself, if there's any one that will receive the franchise title as of late, it may potentially be Jermell Charlo. That's what I was thinking to myself, but I'm not sure what purpose it would serve right now, because from 154 to 160, his brother's still holding the WBC title at 160. Then we're going through this recess bullshit with Jermell Charlo. And now he only has supposedly one more sanctioning body remaining, if that is the case. But then we think about, is Crawford being frozen out? Was this just a play for the PBC to keep him, you know, idle on the calendar? Or will we hear some news to come out about him and freaking Errol Spence? It's very, very puzzling, y'all. I'm going to be honest. It's very, very puzzling, because it just seems like it's no outlet. You know what I'm saying? It seems like it's no outlet without Fight News Date. That's what it seems like to me. There's no outlet for Fight News when it comes to Crawford Spence. So that avenue, that intersection is closed. He can't go the WBC route. That's closed. And at this point in time, Crawford is the WBC, WBA, and the WBO champion. Is there the alternate route for Crawford at 154 when it comes to Jermell Charlo? Or will it be just better for him to go the Tim Tszyu route? Tim Tszyu has not gotten on, has not been on the mic and start bitching and crying and talking about he got work to do with Errol Spence. He got work to do. He got to sit up here and do, you know, clean that up. He need to do this. And look, after I felt, I felt this, right? I said, after I seen Terrence Crawford July 29th beat up Errol Spence, and I watched Crawford on the ropes, and he bowed, right? He said, you know, somebody asked him about it, and he was insinuating that Mel Charlo gave him his respect or whatever, right? But I said to myself, he's not that dude. Mel Charlo is not that dude. Right? He's just not in him to accept what he just witnessed. That his stablemate got beat up the way he did. And also he was getting beat up verbally by Crawford. So Crawford was actually having 10-8 rounds early in the motherfucking fight. And some of those 10-8 rounds were in the ring and out the motherfucking ring. Seriously. I've never seen some shit like that before. But then he get outside that fight and Mel Charlo goes blackout. He goes silent. He ain't talking about nothing. He ain't talking about coming back and fighting Crawford because he had the audacity to go in there and put on a damn bullshit ass performance against Canelo and then call up Crawford's name after that shit. After that embarrassment of getting in there crying in front of his people, he didn't show any type of sign, no life that he wanted to fight Crawford. So where are we at with it? The good thing about Crawford potentially moving to 154 is Zoo has a belt. Zoo has a belt. That's all we can hope for. You know, that'll be another division to his legacy. Another solid opponent. I look at Zoo as being a solid opponent. I wouldn't advise or motivate. No, I wouldn't say motivate. I wouldn't encourage Crawford to go the Mel Charlo route because he don't want to fight. Clearly, this was the same guy who said this right here. No excuse. Skill pay the bills. That's him. That's what Jamel said. I wondered did that pertain to him stepping up to the plate after bitching and complaining all the time about Crawford calling him out. I'm busy. Well, check this out. You better not be too busy and bring your punk ass off recess and go in there and fight Sebastian Fundora and get your ass stopped. I've given you credit for being good in rematches. I've given you credit for being a solid boxer. But y'all want to play games and want to put somebody on the shelf? Okay. If Sebastian Fundora win this next fight and you go in there with him, you better put on a hell of a performance. Because I don't want to see you once again coming out there and we have to relive it. You know what we had to relive there, Charlo. You know what it is. You know WCS will remind you if you forgot. You remember this, Jamel Charlo, right? You remember this? You remember those scores, Jamel Charlo? You remember? You remember what Tony Harrison did to you, right? You remember. Seriously, you remember what Jamel Charlo said? Lubin will KO TC. Move up to 154, we'll see. He was busy up here putting shit off on somebody else when he say skills pay the bills. This is a straight up legitimate bona fide hater, man. Look at the owl. Jamel Charlo is guilty of being the owl. Who has he knocked out? He loved. I mean, look, when it comes to Crawford, that he is a influential individual. He has brought the who and owl and made it popular. That shit is trending when they was asking him questions. I say this all the time. I wish Crawford wouldn't have went in there and made it look so easy. I wish he would have just carried him a little bit longer, bro. Then we could have got the rematch in December. But you go in there and you annihilate somebody. You have the Red Cross ringside filling up bags and bags of DNA. It's not a good look. It's not a fucking good look. For real. Bags over there looking like punch bowls. You know what I'm saying? It's not a good look. But Jamel Charlo, he said, skills pay the bills. This is what Jamel Charlo said. No excuse, skill pay the bills. But yet he refused to fight Terrence Crawford if he got the skills. He definitely ain't trying to pay the bills with that fight. But I remember he was up there crying. That's why I don't even play video game. I don't like up there sounding like Rolly. I don't play video game. I don't hate I don't play video game. And come on, dog. This is the same dude that was up there talking that shit. He gotta handle business with my boy. He's saying all that. He don't even want to fight him. He doesn't even want to fight him, man. The Charlos just took a crazy hit. We don't even want to talk about that shit. But I was just reminding you, Charlo, I still got my thumbnail up there. I still got that thumbnail. And let me read these scores off to you. 115, 113, 115, 113, 116, 112. I just want to remind you how you was hating on Bud, but now it's time. He's right there. Once again, my favorite word, he's accessible, and you choose to abort mission. You want to send him down there to fight Errol Spence. He gets it done. Oh, he still got work in the rematch. You want to say go up there and fight Lubin. He'll KO TC at 54. But yet, you complain about the light boys moving up to 54 and challenging you. Man, get out of here. Let me take this nigga down. Let me take his thumbnail down, bro. Let me take that shit down, bro. It's not even worth it. Shout out to the news by Shot News Sauce Experience. What's good, man? What was your, I see you drop in up here, what? I didn't see you. I know I ain't tripping. Okay, I ain't see you. You didn't drop in up there. Okay. Oh, you looking at Big Sarge. Where's Big Sarge at? Oh, this what Big Sarge says, just so I can link everybody up. 31, Bruce Ennis would destroy Jahad Tucker. And this was the news by Shot News Sauce Experience, who's Team Tucker. He said, you think so? Jahad Tucker is far from a walk in the park. He gets busy. They know about the Tucker work. See, you hear somebody like 31, they jump in and they get responded by the team. That lets you know that it's probably a member of the other guy's team or somebody. You know what I'm saying? They come in on a bogus ass name and talk about somebody destroy, but they won't even freaking click the link. They'll leave one comment and get a reaction, then they satisfied. He responded. He was mad. No, it ain't got nothing to do with being mad. It's just he knows what the bright lights is. Shot News definitely knows. He's been on the bright lights. He's Team Tucker. You know, he was there before he even turned professional. Y'all already know it. Don't act like you don't see the certificate on the wall. Don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Go support him, man. Team Tucker doing big things, man. You know what I'm saying? They got another killer in the shoot, man. You know what I'm saying? Molly is on deck, man. It's only a matter of time. And just the crazy part about the future of boxing, these two, yes, they probably be competing at the same time. You know what I'm saying? They would be active professionals. Yes, it's going to happen. If Jahad and Boots keep winning, they will be on the collision course at 154. Let me ask you this, E. I'm glad you said that. The collision course. I like that. Collision course. Jahad's already been in the collision. You know what I'm saying? It's called adversity. It's called fighting bigger fighters. You know what I'm saying? He's already been on the collision. I don't know what that particular collision course means, because what criteria, what are the variables that you are bringing to believe this is a collision? He has 31 professional fights. That is the shit you say about somebody like Jahai or something. He has 12 pro fights. Ennis has 31 wins already. And you still, I get it. I get it. This ain't the first time. You know, you had a fighter that said he wasn't impressed. And when asked you, would you want to fight him? They got somewhat similar, the same freaking numbers on their resume, right? We'll probably do that way up the line. Not right now. Not right now. You know what I'm saying? It's easy to say who would destroy him, but yet you look at his highlights, and then the fighters get in there and start missing, and they in the pocket, and they trying to goddamn. Okay, his head right there. Okay, they trying to put in GPS coordinates. Okay, right here, capture. Okay, push that. Okay, combinations. Oh shit, he's over there. Okay, GPS capture. Okay, coordinates. Send. Oh shit, he's gone. He's behind me. Ref, come on. He needs to stop this shit. He's moving too motherfucking much. Seriously, man. I'm gonna call tonight if he keeps it up. Literally, a referee tried to stop Jahai from moving. He said that wasn't legal. He said, stop it. God damn it. We're plotting, we scheming. Stop it. Stop moving all that. This referee tried to correct him and say, you cannot move. I am being honest. Right, Shaw? The referee said, stop doing it. I'm just moving. I don't care. You're moving too much, man. Let him hit you and make this fight interesting. Because, God damn it, I'm going to give you a count whether you like it or not. I'm going to wave it off. Bud destroys anywhere from 147 to 160. Hey, man, Bud's the truth, man. Bud's the truth. Come on, man. He's the truth. $1 Million Molly, Jamali Tucker official. Boxing is the goods level. That's the future of boxing. That's I'm gonna start calling that the first family of boxing, man. Especially when Molly get on deck. You know what I'm saying? Bam in it, Bam way back there, man. Come on, Bam on deck now in the ring. Shit, Bam up there throwing combos and jump rope. Before you know it, he gonna be goddamn jumping jump rope like the pros do it. Cooking with Sir Senior, what's good? He said, "Stop turning." You know what I'm saying? He said, "Stop turning, bro." He was turning the fighter, and the referee told you how to stop turning. Like it was, like it went against the rules, man. Shout out to Brooklyn in the building. He said Ennis is 31 and his biggest accomplishments is the AOL IBF. 31 and done nothing. Well, me, I'm not saying he didn't do anything because I'm not splitting the ropes like he is. But when it comes to comparisons, my whole drive is the highlight. You know what I'm saying? Let your voice be heard. Whether it's someone that's up close or from afar. I'm letting you know that with 31 professional fights, when you're talking about Crawford's situation, you don't even come nowhere close to even standing in his silhouette when it comes to boxing. Not to mention how y'all drafted the belt. Y'all pretty much goddamn broke protocol and got the belt, stole the belt. And now you want Crawford to show love and say, hey, you have a possibility to become 3-time undisputed. Y'all don't know if the man and how his sense of thinking is like, okay, why would I go in there and fight you and get no credit for 3 times undisputed? Why? They're gonna have to get some confidence. Booth's gonna have to get some confidence in himself, man. Roy Jones Jr. gave him mad credit. He said Crawford should, be aware of Ennis because he has everything. He presents everything. You know what I'm saying? That's from the legend himself. I look at it like overall as an athlete in general, there's a lot of areas of Crawford's boxing game, of his athleticism, that plays a role in him performing as a boxer. Not only that when you look at a fighter and look, this is a comparison. If you look at a fighter and you're trying to calibrate their intellect, their level of intellect when it comes to boxing, sometimes it can be deceiving, no doubt about it. But I think people are, whoever they may be, I think they look at Crawford in a way that his calm demeanor is very, you know what I'm saying? Very, very deceptive, because they don't think he's that smart when it comes to boxing, because he's not brash unless he has to be. And then most of the time, if he's smiling, that's a good thing. But if he's talking about you and talking about, Team Crawford, get active, then, and he ain't breaking no smile, then you might have concerns. But the man's boxing IQ is high level, along with his coach, his team. Their boxing IQ is top tier. So you not only have to deal with the physical aspects of the boxer, you have to deal with the psychological aspect too, and you combine that to the team. Together, teamwork make everything else work. Whereas, I'm going to say this about Jaron Ennis, like I said the other day. You nor your team can out-coach or out-think Terrence Crawford in the ring. I don't see you have your boxing IQ being there. I don't at all. I don't see it being there. People, once again, they can look and they can sit up here and make all these assessments of Bomac. But when you look at the highlight reel out there, you have a high-level elite pound-for-pound champion that's listening to his freaking coach. Okay, sticking with the jab. Okay, enough with the jab. Turn that thing jab, that lead jab, turn that jab into a hook. Turn that lead jab into a hook. And that shit be effective. It's working. He's listening to his coach. Hey, man, that's high-level shit, bro. It's high-level shit. You know what I'm saying? That's all I can say. That's high-level shit right there. But, hey, at the end of the day, we see what comes from it. We know Jermell Charlo is not going to fight no Terrence Crawford. He's up here just, giving up his belts like loose change coming out of his pocket, man. You know what I'm saying? He ain't trying to goddamn do shit. Shout out to Jahad Tucker, man. You're going to get your day. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get your day. Continue to work. 21 years of age. One of the most entertaining, electric, boogie, woogie, woogie in the sport today. Shout out to his team. Y'all continue to do what you do, man. Raising them up. You know what I'm saying? Put them under those bright lights. And yeah, you might go through some obstacles, but hey, it's going to work out, man. It's not how you start, it's how you continue. So y'all continue to check this thumbnail out. And don't be afraid to share it, man, because I would like to know. Just ask, you know what I'm saying, what you believe Ennis's FICO is comparable to Crawford. And see what the reaction is. Like, a lot of people don't understand what that means. If you look in this and you see Crawford globally, number 1, and then you see Ennis, number 5, that's far from the truth. Numbers do lie. Real talk, numbers do lie. You can say he's that close to Crawford when you look at the ratings, but he's nowhere that close to Crawford. Nothing on his resume say he's that close. Seriously, nothing on his resume says that. Everyone thought Michael Grant was the next big thing in heavyweight, and then he still destroyed him 2 rounds. I see the exact same thing with Boots. I can't even. I can't even put his name. I can't even speak of that. You know what I'm saying, brother? I can't even put him in the conversation to even reply to those names that you mentioned. Lennox Lewis, you know what I'm saying? He doesn't have anybody yet that we can just gauge where is it? How do we reach out? How do we have any type of connection here now? We're not even talking about dial up. when you're comparing him to that. That scenario don't even relate to Boots. Boots hasn't shown anybody that he's the next best. Like when you talk about Michael Grant, it's nothing about Boots that even says he's Michael Grant right now. I'm looking for a fighter. I'm looking for something. His standout, his coming out party. Where is it? All I hear is, his pundits over there trying to link him up to Crawford all the time. You know what I'm saying? It comes a time and a place you just have to say he don't want to fight Crawford. And then not to mention he had been, okay? I see somebody, Brooklyn said, on the top ranked vault room. Yeah, for sure. They said Cobb, Ben, Ortiz, Stantiones have all called out Ennis, and Team Ennis has made excuses of why Ennis shouldn't or can't fight. Facts, bro. Facts in the chat. Real talk. Especially Conor Benn. He didn't want the Conor Benn fight. You know what I'm saying? Blair Cobb called him up, pulled up on him, ringside, nothing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, where's all this star power? Where's all the accept the challenge? That's one thing I can say, man. Crawford has accepted big challenges, and what was supposed to be one of the biggest challenges. Oh my God! No, it didn't happen. No, stop it. It didn't happen. That just didn't happen, did it? We lives was changed forever. We sat there and man. When I say we, I'm speaking from an outer body experience into the Errol Spence fan club who was close by. They sat there in awe. They didn't even have control of their bodily functions no more. Their neurological system went haywire, bro. They was in shock. And they still haven't been the same. Andrew Charles on deck. What they do, Andrew? But I'm at 2 hours, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I can't stay on talking about this because I want this thumbnail to register to people. You know what I'm saying? How both of them has 5 stars. And they saying he's number 5. You know what I'm saying? This man has an IBF title, but he's ranked number 5. Why? Why are you ranked number 5, though? Dan Tan on deck. Salute to you. We need to get that FICO. You got 9 less. We need to get that FICO score up. I mean, Boots will get exposed like Grant when he finally gets the big fight. Yeah, for sure. I think he's been exposed, without taking the L. Korean Chudikin, he didn't change levels. He said he could have fought better. But when have you seen Crawford go in there in the welterweight division and have a performance like that where he just didn't know what to do? You can't have that type of moment in there with somebody like Crawford. Come on, man. You can't have that moment. Boost is all right, I guess, by this era's criteria, I suppose. It would be really nice to actually see him get active so we can figure this shit out. True words, Andrew. I agree. That's all I'm trying to do is figure it out. But until I have the content I need, the evidence I need, right, from him, I will continue to remind those who selected to protest and create and freaking disrespect and vilify a fighter who's living the fighter's lifestyle, staying in the gym, not putting himself in a predicament that will cause embarrassment upon him and his family, and basically have people guess and say, "Oh, I don't think he's the same the way he used to be. I don't think he's that fighter no more." No, he hadn't did that. He's pretty much lived the fighter's lifestyle. As on the other side, that fighter loves being out of pocket. Boots lives the fighter lifestyle. He's in the gym all the time. But when is he going to spread his wings, man? It seems like his wings has been clipped. You know what I'm saying? He looks like an eagle, but he's grounded. What eagle have you seen that can't fly? What? Trick Notes on deck. What's good? The Oracle in the building. What's good, fam? Salute this evening. Salute to you, man. You got me on the back end. I'm about to bounce, dog. I'm the only one in here that like boots. Hey, man, you're not the only one in here. I like boots. I don't despise what are you talking about like? I don't despise a Boots. I don't even know him like that. I'm not despising. What have I said that despise him? I'm speaking strictly boxing on what I think about his resume. It has nothing to do with liking. It has to do with facts. You know what I'm saying? His resume is subpar, and it rates a very low subpar FICO score when it comes to boxing, especially when you compare it to what Crawford has accomplished. It has nothing to do with any personal shit. You know what I'm saying? I just know that him and whoever's going to be there in that corner, if they ever get to fight with Crawford, I don't see them out coaching them, period. I don't see nobody in that gym out coaching Bomac, period. I don't see a fighter over there that's going to be dethroning Crawford if they match. That by the name of Jaron Ennis. I don't see it at all. With or without cataracts, I don't see it. Shout out to the hottest chat in the MFing game. A-Side Official. I'm out. Peace.
Left jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best, you gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy, is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come back. Sports, talking way too much, world come back. Sports, talking way too much, world come back. Sports.